When 24-year-old Amandeep Kaur arrived at her local police station in northern India, she found her father detained. Her 63-year-old dad sat alone, surrounded by a crowd of men in black and saffron clothing. These men were members of the Bajrang Dal, a far-right Hindu nationalist youth wing. Before Amandeep could call for help, one of them snatched her phone away. The men told her she wasn't leaving until she signed a criminal complaint against her former partner, a Muslim man named Usman Qureshi. They demanded she accused him of rape and of forcing her to convert to Islam. Amandeep's relationship with Usman had ended months prior and was entirely consensual. But after 5 hours of intimidation and seeing the state of her frail father, she agreed to sign whatever it took to escape. This coerced signature instantly transformed a private, consensual past into a severe, non-bailable criminal offense. Days later, Usman was arrested. Based on that single document, police charged him with forgery, breach of trust, and rape. The fact that local police accepted a complaint signed under mob coercion raises a question about the state's role in this arrest. The interrogation followed a specific narrative known as love jihad, a conspiracy theory claiming that Muslim men systematically target Hindu and Sikh women for conversion. Amandeep and Usman were the targets of a new state-sanctioned framework that had effectively redefined the legal boundaries of interfaith love. This framework is actively supported by Hindu supremacist organizations like the RSS and the ruling BJP, who have utilized the myth of religious conspiracy to mobilize their base. In the state of Uttar Pradesh, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath integrated this narrative into his political platform, framing it as a threat to the honor of women. In early 2021, his government passed the Prohibition of Unlawful Conversion of Religion Ordinance, converting that political rhetoric into a weaponized law. This law reverses the burden of proof. Unlike almost any other criminal statute, the person accused of a forced conversion is presumed guilty until they can prove their innocence. This shift allows third parties, like distant relatives or right-wing activists, to file criminal complaints, even if the woman involved insists no crime has occurred. By removing the requirement for victim testimony or material evidence, the state has created a legal structure that operates on ideological suspicion alone. In Amandeep's case, the evidence required to trigger this law didn't come from a witness or a confession. A fake Facebook account was created using an old, consensual photo of Amandeep and Usman. The profile used a fabricated name, Janet Qureshi. Local police utilized this profile and a forged ID card as the proof of a forced religious conversion, despite Amandeep's testimony that she never converted. This pattern is repeating across the state. In March 2021, there were 16 cases. By November, the number jumped to 108, involving over 250 named individuals. Data shows the vast majority were initiated by family members or right-wing organizations, rather than alleged victims. The law provides a turnkey system for manufacturing crimes, where digital forgery and third-party suspicion are sufficient to authorize an immediate arrest. Usman Qureshi spent 9 months in prison for a crime that existed only in a fabricated report. Amandeep was forced to leave her job, became a target for harassment in her neighborhood, and spent her life savings on legal fees to clear her partner's name. Though the state claims this law exists to protect her, Amandeep had to wage a grueling legal battle against that same state just to prove she was not a victim. These laws strip women of their independence, treating their personal choices as matters of state security. Within Uttar Pradesh, this framework uses the language of protection to tighten control over women's choices and subject the local Muslim community to increased state intimidation. Amandeep's reality shows what happens when a state encodes a conspiracy into its justice system. Private lives are erased and weaponized into political tools.